to be here at World Happiness Festival 2022. Big thank you to World Happiness Foundation for inviting us and for giving us the space to share our knowledge and our experiences with all of you. I'm Dr. Sangeeta Sahi, and I'm the founder of Unified Human Foundation USA and Unified Human Foundation UK. Unified Human Foundation is a non-profit which supports projects and initiatives which unify human beings with nature, and through those projects with each other. My dear friend and colleague, Nicole, will be co-presenting with me today. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Sangeeta. Thank you so much for inviting me today. World Happiness Festival, we are delighted to be here, and we are honored that we have the opportunity to talk about the important work that the Unified Human Foundation is doing. I'm honored to be a trustee of the foundation and to work side by side with Sangeeta on not only working directly with Mother Nature, but then also to have a better understanding of the science and how it directly affects us as humans. So Sangeeta, the topic you brought up today, Mothering Earth. This is such a fun play on words. This is such a fun, different take on saving the planet. So can you give us a little details on what you feel Mothering Earth means?
Well, Nicole, for eons, since the beginning of time and collective humanity, we've always been conditioned, and we look at Earth as though she is our mother, and she will take care of us, she will support us, she will nurture us. But I think now we're getting into another phase of humanity's evolution and the planet's evolution, where we need to make a paradigm and a mindset shift from us being mothered by her to us actually mothering her and taking care of her and supporting her. We are now growing up. We're waking up and we're growing up, which means that we are changing our role from child into adults. What do adults do? Adults take responsibility. And they take responsibility for their thoughts, their actions, and their behaviors, and the consequences of their thoughts, actions, and behaviors. So we are maturing as a collective, and hence the title Mothering Nature.
Well, and I feel that the timing is important to talk about too. Like even us as humans, as by the time we're mature, we're ready to start helping with our parents. and so same, right? That we've hit a level of maturity right at the same time that Mother Earth is beginning to show signs of needing us. So what does her transition look like?
Her transition, so she's changing her spatial location within space and within our solar system. She's shifting her nodes, her north and south nodes. Now, a general overview of that means that there's a big shift in her tectonic plates. And that means that we've got a lot of earth changes taking place. We've got earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, tsunamis, climate changes, etc. But also, we need to remember that our planet is a huge archival repository of data, of storylines, of information, right from the beginning of our own existence, and a whole archive of collective humanities, stories and existence and history, and the individual humans' stories and history too.
So this is a very interesting topic to deep dive into because, you know, I've studied a lot of different spiritual practices, have participated in some shamanic rituals where, you know, I process my trauma and then I ask Mother Earth to take that energy and I release it down into her. And so what you're saying is that she does that. She takes that energy and she stores it. But now as she's transitioning, she's releasing that energy back. I know on a personal level that I have felt some of those old trauma patterns that I've released, that I've processed. I'm like, why is that coming back up? But I think we've also seen this play out on a global level with group dynamics, such as like BLM or the Me Too gender inequality, racial tensions in China. How do you feel? Is this just an individual, or are we also seeing this on a global level?
It's obvious it's a global level. We know
Mhm.
that because the pandemic was a global experience. It was
Yeah,
not an isolated experience. It went right from Antarctica to Iceland to all over the planet.
yeah,
So it's a planetary experience and a
mhm,
collective experience of her and us
mhm,
together. We are in
yeah,
it.
yep, I agree.
And that's unique.
It is. It's a very unique time, and I love that we're making this transition into maturity to better understand ourselves and to better understand our roles and responsibilities at the same time that she's transitioning and needing us to do that. So, Sangeeta, I know a lot of the work that you have done and studied is in frequencies and wave patterns and how we function within those frequencies as humans. Can you give us a quick summary on the different frequencies that we experience?
Absolutely. So, as individual human beings and a collective, we have a range of frequencies that we emit, transmit, exchange, and store within ourselves and within our brains and our organs, etc.
Mhm.
Now, what is a frequency? Frequency is the number of times a wave repeats itself in a second, and it's measured in hertz. So we've got 5 ranges of frequencies. Now, these are all mixed. We don't just vibrate in one range. We vibrate in all of them, but they're dominant ranges at different points in time for us as individuals and as a collective. So the delta waves, they are the slowest waves. They are less
Okay.
than 4 hertz, and they have high amplitude. They resonate at the level of the unconscious layer.
Okay.
So it would be the equivalent of driving your car in first gear. Then we've got theta waves, which are 4 to 8 hertz, sorry,
Mhm.
and they are more. They allow us to access our creativity, our intuitive
Mhm.
abilities, because
Mhm.
they tap into the subconscious layer,
Mhm.
and the subconscious layer allows for access of information
Mhm.
and data which we don't consciously have access to. And that layer allows access to healing
Mhm.
vibrations.
Got it.
Then we have alpha waves. Alpha waves go from 8 to 12 hertz. Alpha waves are far more relaxational waves. They are the waves of calmness. They
Mhm.
are the bridge between the unconscious and the subconscious.
Mhm.
And they are also what we would what we would equate as neutral gear when you're driving a car.
Okay.
Then we have beta waves. Beta waves go between 12 to 30 hertz.
Mhm.
They are they're faster waves with lower amplitudes. So
Mhm.
they are fast waves of decision making, of alertness. And staying too long in the beta wave dominant range also creates agitation within our brains and our nervous systems.
Mhm.
Then finally, we have gamma. Gamma is above 30 hertz. Gamma is the, the fastest waves with the
Okay.
slowest amplitudes.
Okay.
And they are waves, dominant wave ranges of integration, of thoughts, of good memory, of clarity, and of binding, togetherness.
Okay. So I know that you've mentioned before that we transition back and forth between all these different layers of frequency. How important is it to transition? And then also, I know that you've mentioned that nature plays a significant role in this as well.
Well, the transitioning is very important because staying in one dominant wave range is not conducive to our health or to our mental health or emotional health and physical
Mhm.
health too. So the neutral part, especially now when somebody or a collective experiences trauma,
Mhm.
the safest place to be in is alpha wave dominance. And
Okay.
we can access alpha wave frequencies very quickly as soon as we go into nature.
Mm.
So as soon
This is
as we
beautiful.
connect, as soon as we connect with nature, she
Mm.
puts us into relaxation mode. She
Mm.
puts us into neutral mode. She allows us to create a space between our challenges, our problems, our issues,
Mm.
our traumas, and ourselves, so that we
Yeah.
can see things for how they really are, rather than how we react, how we see them through the filters of reactions.
Well, and I know personally when I'm when I'm stuck in beta mode, when I'm stuck in decision making mode, I'm individual. I'm concerned about how it affects me, but I'm also in problem solving mode. So I'm all up here. And what you're saying is in alpha mode, that's a place where we transition out of problem solving and we're connected more with the source of creativity. And so it helps us, I think, to when we access that creativity, that we're more capable of empathy, compassion, collaboration.
Absolutely. But also, being in alpha wave dominance as
Mm.
a collective allows us to help the planet to
Mm.
become more neutral. So, whatever she's releasing and bringing up,
Mhm.
she can also stay neutral, and it allows stability in the plates. So
Mm.
it actually, this is how the Native Americans, the ancient Indian cultures, the ancient Egyptians knew
Mm.
how to change the weather,
Ah,
because they knew how to stay neutral and to neutralize her and
ah,
stabilize her and balance her.
wow. So now as we're kind of bringing all of this back, right? So she's shifting. She's releasing these traumas. We're feeling it on an individual level. We're feeling it on a collective level. How can we take this understanding of these frequencies, and how can we use this to begin to mother Earth?
Beautiful. Quantum mechanics has got a really nice sort of model which we can refer to. So
Mhm.
around our planet are electromagnetic fields,
Okay.
many layers of electromagnetic fields, which actually have many different functions. One of their functions is to be able to regulate the waves coming in from space onto our planet, and
Mm.
also the waves leaving our planet and going into space. So
Mm.
these are called control waves. These
Okay.
control waves, they go through us. And as they move through us, if there is any unresolved trauma, physical,
Hmm.
emotional, or mental, is
Hmm.
triggered.
Resistance.
Resistance, lack of resolution,
Hmm.
it triggers a response. Now, if we stay neutral and we do not react when we are triggered, those
Hmm.
control waves will just pass through. They
Hmm.
will not create challenges, reactions, which will then create traumas for the earth and for our communities.
Mm.
So
So,
that is one important regulatory aspect.
yeah. So I know that through this, as we look at this, not on an individual level, but more as a collective, how can we take all of this knowledge? Like, is there a way that we can work together to build a magnetic field of some kind that can begin to group hug the earth?
Well, actually, this is it. This is what we're doing in the World Happiness Festival. We are aligning collectively
Mm.
and coming into a common intention
Mm.
and coming into a space of alignment and coherence with her for how we want to help and support her healing, which in turn allows us to help and support our healing. And this healing is wholeness. This wholeness allows us to express ourselves as co-creators, not just as individual players, but as collective co-creators, which means that we evolve now into the solar system collective, not just the Earth collective.
Oh, I love this. This is very exciting. So we've talked a lot about Earth is transitioning. So what does this, where is the destination of this transition? What does it mean for us?
Well, there's no destination as such. It's a collective, collaborative process. We are literally transitioning into a space of the unknown, of uncertainty, where mostly a lot is dependent on our own reactions and our own relationship with the planet and with ourselves and with each other. So we're transitioning into what quantum mechanics calls the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is a place of being as present in the now as possible, where literally we are creating our lives in every moment, in every breath. This is the Sat Chit Ananda moment, the Sat Chit Ananda consciousness that the ancients have talked about and written about and communicated for centuries to us. This is here, and we can access it.
Well, and this is such a lovely thing that it's so natural, and it's such an easy thing of connecting with nature, entering into that alpha frequency where we're capable of collaboration, creativity, to where we're able to commune together and co-create, right? And it's encouraging because, you know, with everything going on with Mother Earth, I know myself, I felt very overwhelmed for what role can I take? How can I be responsible? I'm recycling. Like, what more can I do? And this is great. And it feels like it's something tangible that I can align myself, and then I can reach out to community and align as well. So Sangeeta, I know that you in the past, most recently was the holiday season, you had offered a meditation series that was about a collective aligning with Earth and that alpha frequency and beginning to heal and mothering Earth. Are you still offering that meditation series?
We did a season of those, and they are available on the unifiedhuman.org website. So please go and have a look, and you can access them absolutely free of charge, where the series was about connecting more and more coherently with the earth and with nature, and to feed her so that we are fed back in return. There is one small thing I would like to add about the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension itself, we need to be very, very, very present and neutral with uncertainty and the unknown. We are so afraid of uncertainty and the unknown that we need to go into neutral mode with that and allow things to unfold so that we can access what is happening rather than what's our reactions.
Right. Beta. Don't be beta.
Exactly. So this is the power of the meditations. And I would really encourage everyone to go and have a look at the unifiedhuman.org website. Look at some of the projects that we're supporting. And if you feel that you'd like to volunteer or you'd like to contribute, you are so welcomed. And the earth welcomes it. She needs it as much as we need her too. So I want to make that clear.
Oh, I love it. Sangeeta, it has been such an honor today to speak with you on these topics and to get a better understanding, not only of the transition that Earth is going through, how it affects us directly as humans, not just in the weather, but also to speak about the very important work that the Unified Human Foundation is doing to protect the earth and to connect us all back to it. Thank you so much, World Happiness Foundation and Festival. Sangeeta, thank you.
Thank you, World Happiness Foundation. Many, many blessings, and spreading the love and light everywhere. Thank you.